Hey everybody, Happy New Year and Happy 2019 to you. Just got back from New York, took the family there for a quick 4-day trip, and we got to eat a lot of good food and come to realize that some of the family members like New York and some do not. So it was good to give the children that exposure to that environment, which is very different from San Diego. So really great to see them experience that. And I'm just glad to be back in the office and ready to rock 2019, and I'm sure you are too. One of the reasons why I want to talk to you today is because I know a lot of you are setting resolutions, because I was out with my banker the other day, and he asked me a question, and he said, "Hey Richard, tell me about your New Year's resolutions." And I sat there and I said, I'm sorry, I'm finding, I have goals that I've set for 2019, but that word resolution doesn't sit too well with me. And so I talked to him about my goals for 2019. And when I got home that night, I went and I looked up the definition of resolution. And a resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. And when I read that, I realized that that was the reason that, I just couldn't answer that question, because I didn't want to be telling my unconscious mind that I wasn't committed to doing something. And so that was very important to me. It didn't sit well with me, and that was a reason why I just kind of sat there. I'm like, I have trouble with this word resolution. And so I looked up the definition for goal, and a goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. And so that's what really makes the difference between a goal and a resolution, is that when you set a goal, you take aim, and it kind of sits there on the horizon, and you work towards getting there at some point in the future. And that's one of the reasons why, for me personally, it's about setting goals and not resolutions, because resolutions to me are just kind of empty promises that you can make. I'm not saying that some of you don't follow through. I'm just saying that the languaging and the energy behind the word is that of, there's just not an expected result in the end. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, was, at least my purpose in setting goals, and talk a little bit about goals, and more specifically, SMART goals, which is the type of goals that you want to be setting and writing, creating for yourself. So with your goals, you need to get specific on your outcome. And the reason why is because it gives you clarity on that vision. So when I envision my goal, I can see it clearly, and that vision is very important, because it's what helps you maintain that course. Because life's going to throw little curves at you, and you're going to have to make constant little adjustments to be able to remain on that path to getting towards that desired result that you want. So that's one of the reasons why, we need to get really clear on that. And so I mentioned the SMART goal. And a SMART goal is really important because it ensures that we state it in such a way that it's very clear to our minds on what it is that you actually desire. So SMART is actually an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. So that's the SMART in the SMART goals. So let's start with S, specific. Sometimes people will say, I want to make more money, or I want to double my income this year. And the problem with saying, I want to make more money is that, okay, let's say that you stated your goal is, I want to make more money. You're going through your life and you happen to notice a dime on the ground, and you reach down and you pick it up, put it in your pocket. Your unconscious mind says, cool, I've got more money. Goal checked off. And that's not, I know that's not what we really mean when we set that goal. So when we create our goal, we want to make sure it's specific. So let's say I want to make, $100,000 this year. And notice I said that and not six figures, which a lot of people throw out there. So I want to make $100,000 this year. That's a great start. It's specific and it describes exactly what you want, which is $100,000 and not 100,000 blank, because that kind of says, okay, 100,000 of what? That is an example of what I mean when we want to be specific. Now let's go to measurable, which is the M in SMART. Measurable means that at any point in time, you want to be able to gauge where you kind of are. So let's use that example again, $100,000 this year. So you're through the first quarter and let's say you're at 25,000. You can say, okay, I'm about a fourth of the way through the year. I'm kind of a quarter of the way there. So you can say, cool, I can measure my progress, and thus if I fall behind or get ahead, I can kind of see that and measure that progress as the year unwinds. Okay, A, achievable. Let's talk about, let's say that, actually I'm kind of going to group achievable and realistic together, which is the A and the R in SMART. So let's say that I write down as my goal, I want to make $1 million this year. And I currently make 5,000 in the year. So is it achievable? Yeah, it's achievable. Is it realistic at this point? Probably not. So I want to make sure that the number or the thing that I write is actually achievable and realistic for this particular point that you are in life. And I'm not saying to set high goals. I'm just saying set it so that it's achievable and realistic, so that you can actually knock it down in the time frame that you've defined in your goal, which is the last part of this. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But anyway, so in this case, to cover the first requirements, let's say I want to make $100,000 in income by December of 2019. So that would cover the first four requirements of a SMART goal. Actually, it covers everything, because I said by December of 2019, which is actually the time component. So yeah, I kind of got ahead of myself there. The T is the time in which you're going to achieve this goal. And by saying December 2019, I'm incorporating that time component in the goal itself. So you can see that, the SMART goal is very effective in creating that clear, specific outcome vision that you need to stay on course and achieve what you need to achieve. And I'd recommend that you cover the 6 areas of life. And for me, the 6 areas of life that I like to cover are your career, your physical, it could be your physical fitness, how you look, spiritual, relationships, both personal and work, your emotional requirements, and for me, a very important personal development. So those are my 6 areas. Yours could be the same. They could be slightly different. It's whatever that's important to you at this point and applicable to your life right now. And so you'll want to make sure you have a SMART goal for each of those areas. And they may have subcomponents too, but I would probably keep it simple and write it in such a way that one goal covers each particular category in those areas. So anyway, that's my take on goal setting for 2019. I wish you lots of luck this year, and I hope that's helped you in some way. So see you next time.